When I went to make this video, I originally wanted to talk about money and how money is a frequency. You can draw money into you. You can jump on a timeline where you have more resources, because I definitely know that you are the creator of your reality, right? So, in the process of me planning everything out, I'm thinking about the visuals, right? And it's hard to figure out, okay, what am I going to post that will visually cue the idea of abundance, of money, of, just having enough resources, right? And as I started to go through different ideas and different pictures, I realized that there are so many different things that can symbolize abundance, but it's more so based off of your perspective and how you choose to look at something. The angles matter. I like to say that, because it really does matter. Sometimes you have to move yourself, you have to change maybe something that you're doing, you have to incorporate something new. But what I've learned is that when you change those angles on something, you start to see things from a different perspective, and it can provoke different emotions, different reactions, so many different things, right? So, and changing things can look like changing a thought process. It doesn't actually have to be something tangible. You can change the way you think, and that can also be a catalyst to new growth, new things. That really spoke to me as it relates to money, because what is money? When I think of money, I'm thinking of the currency that we use to pay mortgage, A, B, and C, so many other things. I could go on and on, right? There's so much more to life that represents abundance and beauty. And I started to think about nature, and I just realized, like, hey, being amongst nature is a beautiful thing. Just simply when you think about nature on a cellular level, you know, plants, trees, they have cells also, right? Just like the human body. So it's such a humbling experience for me to think about nature in that way, because for me, when I go back, I'm thinking, okay, so what is abundance truly, right? What does abundance truly look like? And it can look like so many different things. It can look like having a healthy body. I always tell people it's a privilege to move your body, because there may be a day as you continue to age where you can no longer move your body like you used to. And that's why it's important to live in the moment and seize the day, because it's a privilege to be able to move your body. It's a privilege to be healthy. And that was the whole point of me talking about moving your body, is like the idea of health being wealth, right? To get back to the topic of money and what that looks like. What point is it to have all the money in the world, but your health is poor? You have a poor prognosis, then what? Money wouldn't matter. Currency at that point would not matter, right? I'm really trying to grow and to focus on things that truly matter. Things that truly matter, right? And embrace what I currently have now. I think it's important to be grateful when I'm able to spend money on whatever it is. I am grateful that I'm able to pay my bills. Even if I'm not able to pay as much as I would want to pay on certain bills, I'm grateful that I'm able to pay something. I'm learning to be grateful to be able to put out money, because to give is to receive. It took me a while to figure out that those two things are the same. You know, when I think about giving, I think about receiving, I think about the infinity symbol and what it looks like, what it feels like to give and to receive, right? Because I feel like you're in a really blessed position whenever you're able to give to someone. And you're also in a really great position and you're blessed when you are able to receive. So it goes back to those angles, right? It depends on how you look at it. It's a blessing on both ends, but a lot of times we like to think that one is greater than the other. That's why it's important to give with a grateful heart, because it really is just you giving to yourself. It's a cyclic, or it's a cycle. It's a circle, right? It's a circle. It really is, because you are giving, you're giving, and when you give, you are receiving. We also have to understand that we are mirrors of each other. So I do believe when you're giving to someone else, you're giving to yourself to a certain extent, right? So as it relates to money, I am drawing money in. You know, we are drawing more resources in. My goal is to be happy, to make sure that I am always in the right frequency to receive all of the things that I'm asking for. That's my overall goal. I realize I realize that my emotions are indicators and they help me gauge my thought process, right? And I use that to recalibrate to make sure that I am where I need to be mentally, because that's going to, of course, impact my physical well being. Though I'm grateful for the way the sun shines down on my body, you know. I'm grateful for my vision. I'm grateful that I'm able to view. I am able to view so many beautiful things, right? And what I realized is that I am rich in so many ways. I am rich in so many ways. I am wealthy in so many ways. Abundance flows to me because I have a pure heart and no ill intentions.